Hi there. I was wondering, who will I be today? Time to play with some more video toys, but who will I be today? We wear many different containers, these bodies. We're in many lifetimes right now. As we're moving toward 2011, 2012, 2020, whatever it will be, we're moving into higher dimensions. Now, the thing that we're doing differently, so they say, is we're taking our 3D bodies along. But with all this changing that's being done with the solar flares and excitations, the solar wind, and the changes in the magnetic fields, the sun and the earth, and just all of it, the rising frequency of the entire galaxy. And don't forget, do your homework. Uh, Global warming is occurring on every globe in the galaxy. I don't think our carbons and CFCs have anything to do with the warming that's happening on Mars. So anyway, it's all a matrix. It's been interesting. It's been fun. But things are coming together for us now. And I think that's a part of the shortening of time. The shortening of time for the elect, it says in the Christian Bible. Well, okay. Perspectives, different perspectives. All of your different incarnations are but different perspectives on the scene, on the 3D scene. And you're all of that wrapped up together. Now, especially if you are wearing a body that's over 50, you've been around a while, you've gained a bit of experience, knowledge, maybe manifested some wisdom even. Look at all the gain in this one life and now multiply that by who knows how many lives and realize that's your pot of gold. That's you, all of it. And on some level, you have access to that. Even the DNA in all those bodies. And DNA holds memory, and it's much, much more than what we've been taught so far. Excuse me. So we're coming together. Time as a barrier that separates is slipping away. And so we will and do have more access to the other bodies we wear, our other incarnations. Interesting, huh? One thing I used to ponder, never got an answer to, was, well, what about having multiple bodies having a life at the same time? I don't know. I still say anything's possible, though, so who knows? Oh, and I came across something really neat the other day. I thought I would share it with you. Now, we're all one, and you've heard me saying that, and the way I like to use, quantum physics to help back it up for those who don't vibe to the metaphysical thing. You can come at this in many different ways. So that being the case, we often hear when people are dealing with hypnosis that there are many King Ferdinands, many Queen Elizabeths, many George Washingtons, and so on. And so there's a tendency for some doubt around hypnosis. We know that the mind is, well, we know. I suggest that the mind is far more, it's not that it's more complex, it's just different than what we understand today. See, we aren't the body, and our consciousness is certainly not centered in the brain. And so much of science and neurological science is focused that way. And when you have a bad premise, well, nothing totally useful can grow from it because it's not aligned with truth. And so at some point it comes crashing down. I would say we are more the energy field around us than we are the body. But anyway, where was I going with this? Okay, so we have these multiple people claiming the same lifetime, saying that once upon a time they were that. Two things. First of all and everything is recorded in this, I don't know what to call it, this thing, this substance, this level, this whatever, called Akasha, the Akashic records. Things are not what they appear. Remember, your body fits in a thimble, all the solid substance there. So solidity is just an appearance. It's not a real thing. You're made of light, so am I. So are the trees, so is everything. Now, so we have all these bodies, and we have this oneness that all are, and we have this, oh, I don't know. It's not like it's a plane or a dimension or a level. I don't know what it is. I just know that there is perhaps a substance so fine that it records absolutely every impression, including every thought, everything of everyone and everything. I mean, it's just all there. It can be read as a record. So there's a level of history that no matter what the bad guys do, running around trying to kill all the shamans and destroy all of the scriptures and the sacred records, no matter how many people they burn and all the rest of it, Akasha is there. And we're rising up now, and it won't be long before we'll have access to that. Now, I don't know how full of an access, I don't know. We have infinity and eternity to work with within the creation. So, I don't know is a really good thing to say. But meanwhile, the records exist, okay? The records exist, number one. Number two, we're all one. Well, that would indicate that anybody could go and, quote unquote, read those records, right? Why not? All is one. It's energy. It's a matter of decoding the energy. Okay, so there's one thing. Now, people that are used to being in the mind would think in terms like I just stated it, of reading the records. But I suggest it's not really that people of heart are more familiar with being the thing, the being from the inside instead of just the viewing from the outside. So there's that possibility that of having the experience of being that one. Now, what I came across, and it's funny because it was on the website of the fellow who kicked me out for challenging one of his premises, but anyway, and it might have originated with Dolores Cannon, I don't know. But the idea was put forward that beings, great light beings, in order to come in and be of service here on the planet in this dimension, this level of 3D, where the vibrations are slowed down so much that things have this hefty, physical, solid appearance, that these very advanced beings had no need, of course, to work themselves up through the many incarnations, starting at the beginning of being human and working through all of that. We have different histories and different experiences, and in order to get up to speed really fast, to be most useful, you have to walk a mile in a man's moccasins. You really have to be in someone's shoes and experiencing what they're experiencing in order to understand. And this is why someone who was cruel in one lifetime, let's say a big bad slave trader, in another lifetime is the slave. You have to walk a mile in a man's moccasins, and you can't get to that mentally. And so we choose to have the experience to round out our understanding of being. Okay, so I just thought I would present to you the possibility that advanced light beings could potentially download a great number of incarnations in order to get up to speed, get the sense, the full sense of having these experiences in order to be most useful here. I mean, there are a lot of beings out there. You hear among the Andromedans, according to Alex Collier, who's my only source for them, and for the Pleiadians, you know, there's good, bad, and indifferent when it comes to the Pleiadians. There's some really advanced beings, and there's some that are just turkeys, all right? But anyway, Barbara Marciniak, I think, is a pretty good source. And they discuss how other creatures, other beings with other genetics, other DNA, even insectoid races and things. I mean, imagine a 6-foot praying mantis with a genius IQ, if you will. We have a lot of things that we'll be meeting up with and ideas to be getting used to now, pre-disclosure. You know, I'm ready for the ETs to disclose themselves. Heck with the government. Anything the government would say wouldn't be trustworthy anyway. I mean, they have no creds. They've spent them all. All right, so these beings, a lot of them are amazed at one of our abilities, which is emotion. Apparently, a lot of other races don't have the level and depth of emotion accessible to them that we do through these particular bodies we wear. And they consider it pretty fine and pretty precious. I mean, when you combine with the thought of your creation, when you combine an intensity of an emotion, you're basically a creator God, because you're pouring the energy of creation into that, and it will manifest. And see, that's another thing that's going to be happening as time shortens, is that our creations will appear more and more quickly, and we will be faced with what goes around comes around. And so time to be doing, even on the silent internal work, the kind of work that you want to see manifest. Get out of the worry mode and the fear and all the rest of that, because you're a creator God, little g, underneath there. But anyway, so there is this possibility of advanced beings of light from higher dimensions coming in to play a part and help us get this show on the road, get the dimension to implode, to rise up, and so on and so forth. And in that case, we could have beings all over the place with the full inner experience of having lived the same lifetime. I'm not saying it's true, okay? I'm just saying I came across the idea and it clicked as a good possibility. So, okay. I guess I've done my download for now for you guys. YouTube has gone back to the old 15 minutes thing, and I really prefer not to have a part 1 and a part 2. So I'll say sayonara. See you later. Bye-bye.